Welcome to SBU 408D Entrepreneurship. My name is Felicia Frieda and Aqua, and today we're going to be looking at the Business Plan Unit 3. Specifically, we're going to look at Session 3, Writing the Business Plan. By the end of this session, you should be able to discuss who is responsible for writing the business plan and look at the general outline of the business plan. So, who should actually write the business plan? In reality, the best person to write the business plan is the entrepreneur because he has the idea, he is the originator of it, and he actually knows the vision he has for that word idea. And so the best person to actually write is the entrepreneur because he knows the opportunity he cited, he knows the resources he has at at his side, he knows the organization. So we realize in the entrepreneurial process, we have the entrepreneur being centered in them. And so the best person to actually write any business plan is the entrepreneur. However, sometimes the entrepreneur may not really have the time, sometimes to the skill of writing it may not really be there. Fortunately for you, you are learning the skill now, but for some people that skill may not be there, and so they may need to go to experts to write it for them. And so we have what we call consultants who help in writing business plan, but the best person is entrepreneur, and you can also go in to see consultants as well. So what's the format of the business plan? So when it comes to the business plan, it actually depends on the type of business you are going into, and then the things or the headlines or the outline of the plan is going to be. So we're saying that there is no it depends on the particular business and the intended audience of the plan. The formatting is going to what depend on it. You can check the book. Yes, you can just check in your notes, your textbook, to see the business plan format in there. So usually it has the introductory page. The introductory page usually has the name and address of the business. So maybe Kwekumansa Company Limited or something to show you the address, PO box, this is the location, and all those things. You're going to have the name and addresses of principals or key stakeholders or shareholders in the business, which is also very important. It's also going to state the nature of the business. Is it into manufacturing? Is it into retail, wholesale, whatever they are into? It's going to state it in the introductory page. There's going to be a statement of confidentiality of reports. This is what is actually going to secure you out there. You don't want someone to just go and then use your business plan anyhow or just share and distribute and all those ones. And so you safeguard your business plan actually with a statement of confidentiality report. And then you have your executive summary, which is a maximum 2 to 3 page, because it's just a summary. And in as much as it is what we see in the early before the main content, it is what we write actually last. And so when it comes to the executive summary, you just summarize most of the key things about the business in there as well. And it has to be very brief. It's a summary, so you don't need to have 5 pages or 6 pages. Even 1 page is good, but then depending on the type of business, you can have like 3 pages executive summary. And then you have the industry analysis also going to be featured in there, the future outlooks and trends of the industry you find yourself. Industry is basically looking at related firms or businesses who are doing kind of the same thing you are doing. So if you are sewing, you know that obviously you're in the fashion industry, and we may even go specific to go into the clothing industry. You everywhere you find yourself, there is a cluster or a group you can actually fit in, and you need to do those industry analysis, because the things that, or the forces or the factors, the environmental factors in those industry is going to affect you as well. And so you need to do this industry analysis, looking out for the future outlook and trends in there. You also have to do the competitive analysis in there, because in that industry there are competitors. There are people who are doing exactly the same thing you are doing, who are your direct competitors, and there are people who are doing what things that can be substituted to yours, which are the indirect what competitors. You need to also look out for the market segmentation in those industries. How has the industry been clustered or grouped? The specific segment in there you can also work with, and look at even the industry forecast when it comes to their growth and their trends in there. It is all very key, and we see all these things in the industry analysis part. And then we have the description of the venture, where we're looking at describing the product or service you are having in there. You're looking at even where the business is located, the size of the business. Do they have office space, office equipment, and personnel? And even the background of the entrepreneur or entrepreneurs who are into that business. All of these goes into the description of the opportunity. We also have the production plan, which looks at the manufacturing process, the physical plants, the machinery and equipment, the names of suppliers of your raw materials in there. If you are not into product and you're into service, you'd have to look out for your service process as well. Your service may be online, it may be brick and mortar. You need to discuss all these things in how you're going to even what produce your service. The service process also matters in here as well. So it's not only for people who are producing goods, but whether you are doing a service, you also need to what list all these issues in there. Then you go to your marketing plan, where we're going to look at the P's of marketing. There are a number of P's. The basic fundamental is the 4 P's. You have the 7 P's. Now you have the 8 P's as well. So you're going to look basic at the basic 7 P's, which applies to services as well. The pricing, the product, the place, the promotion, plant, people, process. All of these are key when it comes to your manufacturing plan. We're going to look at all these in details as well. And then you're going to look out for the organizational plan. How is the setups, the processes, the procedures, the systems which are being put in place for us to make most of our resource in the configuration. We're going to look at all these things. And so at this point, you're looking at the form of ownership. Is it sole proprietor? Is it company? Is it partnership? You need to discuss these there. You need to look at the various what principal shareholders or partners in there, and the authority. So the organizational structure matters a lot. The management team, their background, where they are coming from, their experience, exposures, and all those things. Some even use when they are done, they attach CVs of such people in their appendix. These are all important. The roles and responsibilities of the various members in your organization. And you also need to look out for the risk assessment. So we need to see where our weaknesses are and how to mitigate it. Everybody has a weakness, and every business has a weakness. You will not have a perfect business. There are things or areas where the business will not be solid or strong in, and as such, there's a need for us to what assess the various weaknesses of the business and see how to what combat them or minimize them or not make it so visible to our competitors. We also need to look out for new technologies. They keep coming in and they make life easy, but if you don't have the resources to patronize the good ones, what happens if you go for a technology that also becomes obsolete and not workable? That's another problem as well. And so you need to look out for these as well. And contingencies, plan A, plan B, plan C. These days, you can't even stick with plan A and plan B. You have to do plan C as well. And so, what if this happens, we can go on this. If this happens, we can do this. And these are all things we do at the risk assessment session of your business plan. When employees start doing employee theft and embezzlement and things, what can you do? You have to set all these contingencies at play from the start. And obviously, a business plan always needs the financial plan as well. And so you may have some pro forma invoices, your cash flow projections, your financial statement of financial positions, your break-even analysis, and some sources of your funds, where you're going to get them from, and all those issues relating to your money is always in there. And like I was saying, you need to have an appendix where you're going to attach all relevant words, documents, and materials. So letters, your correspondence that you do, you need to attach it there. The market research data, you just don't go by word of mouth. When you do your market feasibility analysis and all those ones, the records of it, the analysis, the final reports, and all those ones, you need to come and attach it to your business plan. Leases and contracts, the building you are going, if it's not yours, you are renting, you need to add all those papers to it. The machines and all those ones, whether you are leasing, whatever contract you go into, even if your business is a franchise, you need to have the franchise statement in there as well. And the prices from your suppliers, all of these have to go in, including your management team CV. So like I made mention that they need a bit of background information about your management and management team, which you can also attach as an appendix to your business plan. So all in all, we've discussed that yes, the entrepreneur is the best person to actually write the business match, the plan as much as possible. If you can't, you can just see a business consultant to do a fine job for you. And depending on the particular business you are, and then the audience of your business plan, the format can vary just a little bit depending on what you are doing and the target of your business. And the format is also, a sample is also in your book, which you can also check in to do that. So thank you very much for your attention.